Think for a moment. What is your most cherished memory? Perhaps it's a day from your childhood, your first bicycle, or the smile of someone you love. Now, what if I told you that memory never actually happened? What if it was a lie, an illusion planted in your mind by someone else, which your brain now accepts as absolute truth? We like to think of our brains as high-definition video cameras. What we see is what's recorded. But psychology and neuroscience reveal a darker reality, one that feels like it's pulled straight from a psychological thriller. Today, we step into the shadows of the human mind, where the line between fact and fiction vanishes. Today we explore memory implantation. Before we go deeper, let's understand something fundamental. When you recall a past event, you probably imagine your brain is opening a file on a hard drive, clean, intact, exactly as it was recorded. But here's what the science actually shows. Your memory isn't a static recording. It's more like a Wikipedia page. You can edit it, but so can anyone else with the right tools. And every single time you remember something, you are not replaying it. You are reconstructing it, piece by piece, like assembling a puzzle from memory in the dark. And sometimes, your brain fills in the missing pieces with pieces that were never there to begin with. This concept was first brought to light by Dr. Elizabeth Loftus. In the 1990s, she conducted an experiment that shook the foundations of psychology. It's known as the Lost in the Mall experiment. Dr. Loftus gathered volunteers and told them 4 stories from their childhood. 3 were true accounts provided by their families, but the 4th was a total fabrication. They were told that as children, they'd been lost in a mall, cried uncontrollably, and were eventually rescued by a kind elderly man. The chilling part? Days later, 25% of the participants not only believed the lie, they began to remember specific details that weren't even in the prompt. One person said, "Yes, I remember he was wearing a blue shirt." Another said, "I remember being near the toy store." Their brains were showing them images of events that never existed. You might be thinking, so what if I think I got lost in a mall? That's harmless. But now I want you to think about a courtroom, because this is where false memory stops being fascinating and starts destroying lives. According to the Innocence Project, in cases where people were wrongfully convicted and later exonerated by DNA evidence, over 70% of those convictions were based on eyewitness misidentification. But Dr. Loftus didn't stop there. In another groundbreaking study, she showed participants a video of a car accident. Nothing dramatic, just a collision. Then she asked 2 groups a question. Group 1 was asked how fast the cars were going when they hit each other. Group 2 was asked the same question, but the word hit was replaced with smashed. Group 2 not only estimated significantly higher speeds, they also remembered seeing broken glass at the scene. Shattered glass everywhere. Glass that was never in the video. A single word rewrote their visual history. Now, here's where things get even stranger. Because everything we've discussed so far, that's one person's memory going wrong. But what happens when millions of people share the exact same false memory? This is the Mandela Effect, named after Nelson Mandela, because millions of people across the world share a clear, vivid memory of him dying in prison in the 1980s, complete with news coverage, funeral footage, speeches. Except none of that ever happened. Nelson Mandela was released from prison in 1990 and lived until 2013. You want more? Millions of people remember the children's book series being called the Berenstain Bears. It's actually spelled Berenstein, Berenstain. Millions remember a movie called Shazaam, starring the comedian Sinbad as a genie in the 1990s. That movie does not exist, has never existed. Our brains are hardwired to fill in gaps. When a detail is missing or fuzzy, your subconscious doesn't leave a blank space. It creates a logical, believable fake detail to complete the picture. And when millions of brains fill in the same gap the same way, you get a collective illusion so powerful, people will argue with you about it to this day. Now, think about the world you're living in right now. We are swimming in information, and a frightening amount of it is false.
Misinformation doesn't just change your opinion in the moment. If you hear a false story from enough different sources, your brain begins to build a memory around it. It starts as a belief, then it becomes a thought, and eventually it becomes a memory. I remember reading about that. I remember seeing that happen. You didn't, but your brain filled in the experience anyway. So what does this all mean? Can we never truly trust our own minds? Memory isn't just something you possess, it's something you are. Our memories build our identity. Your first heartbreak, the proudest moment of your life, the last time you saw someone you've lost. These aren't just files in a cabinet. They are you. And perhaps the most disturbing realization of all isn't that some of our memories are false. It's that we have absolutely no reliable way to tell which ones are. We are all, in some way, hostages to our own biological storytelling, living inside a story our brain wrote and never gave us permission to fact-check. Ask yourself, am I remembering what happened, or am I remembering the last time I remembered it?
If this psychological deep dive made you question your own mind a little, that means it worked. Hit like and subscribe if you want more content that makes your brain uncomfortable in the best way possible. Because we are just getting started with the strange science of the human mind.